So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. So, the 2022 NFL season is upon us, and for the Chicago Bears, they start their season from scratch on Sunday when they take on the San Francisco 49ers. In this video, I'm going to give you all 3 keys to the game that I think the Bears should do to be able to win this game, and a few other thoughts. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing the Bears. My first prediction of the year, my first 3 keys of the game. It is finally time for Bears football in Chicago, and we got some new faces here in the organization. New GM, new coach, new offensive coordinator, and of course, new players on the roster. So, we get to see all of that in action on Sunday. How will this Bears team look on Sunday? We don't know, but I'm just here to tell y'all what I think they should do to be able to win this game. So, let's get right into it. So, the first thing that is always important to note and is important to keep in mind is keep Justin Fields protected. And so we know the Bears' offensive line wasn't all that great last year. He took the most sacks of any NFL quarterback in the league as a rookie, and the Bears' offensive line was old and broken down and just not very good last year. This year, we have a lot of new faces on that offensive line. A couple of new guys that have moved around on that offensive line. We got a new center in Lucas Patrick, who will start. Left guard will be Cody Whitehair. A new face at right guard in Tevin Jenkins. The rookie Braxton Jones at left tackle. And of course, big Larry Borum at right tackle. Plus a lot of other young guys coming off that bench. So the Bears' offensive line is young, inexperienced, but they have a lot of talent on that offensive line. Much different than the old, broken down offensive line of last year. We let James Daniels go. We let Hermaine Ifedi go. You know, some of those guys like that. Jason Peters was let go. So a lot of new faces on this offensive line, and they're pretty young, but I think they can rise to the challenge. One thing I will say to keep Fields upright, because we're going to have to be able to win this game. If we're going to have any chance to win this game, we need to keep Fields upright. I will say this. The one thing they can do against this 49ers defense, if they need to keep Fields upright, is throw a lot of play action and misdirection around. That starts by running the ball with big David Montgomery in the backfield. He's running back 1. Of course, Khalil Herbert running back 2. And now the new guy, Tristan Ebner, at running back 3. But that starts keeping Fields upright. Starts with the run game and the play action. Don't let Fields sit back there in that pocket. With a good pass rusher like Nick Bosa and guys like Eric Armstead on that defensive line. So don't keep Fields in the pocket for too long. I do want to see how he works from the pocket, but don't keep him in there for too long. And keep Fields upright. That starts with the run game and the play action game. So that's the first key. Second key is to make Trey Lance uncomfortable. This will be Trey Lance's first year of being a starter. Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo still on the team, is backing him up. There's been a lot of rumors about Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo that I won't go into in this video, at least not in depth. But this will be Trey Lance's first season starting. First season being a starter, and he won't be a part-time starter. He won't be a gadget player like last year. He will be a full-time starter. So I want to see if the Bears can make him a bit uncomfortable now. That offensive line for the Niners it's good, but it's not great. They have a lot of guys. I think a lot of guys are out for them, and they lost a few guys. But I've seen this stat earlier on Twitter. The 49ers offensive line, especially the interior offensive line, has only taken 3 offensive snaps altogether. So they're pretty inexperienced on the interior. I think it starts on the interior because they have very good tackles. But of course, the very good Trent Williams, the 99 overall Trent Williams, an all-pro left tackle Trent Williams over there. But other than that interior offensive line, we can really take advantage of that. Get some pressure up the middle, get some pressure on Trey Lance, get some pressure in Trey Lance's face, force him to make that bad throw into our new revamped secondary with Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, Jaquan Brisker, and of course Eddie Jackson sitting back there. So if we can get some pressure on Trey Lance from the interior and make him make those silly throws, make him think twice about making a certain throw and take a lot of sacks, I think the Bears will be successful in this game. Now, I'm not saying that it could happen, but I'm really excited to see this matchup between Trey Lance and Justin Fields. We've been debating this all year, so we'll see who's better on Sunday. We'll see who gets the better of one another on Sunday, but the Bears need to generate pressure, especially from the inside, to be able to win this game. And I think the third key would just be to run more plays downfield, not just in this game, but throughout the course of the year. We just want to see the offense, how the offense looks in the first game. How does this new offensive scheme with Luke Getsy and Matt Eberflus fit in with Justin Fields in this offense? Of course, we have some talent on this team. We're not talentless like some people say we are. We got a 1,000-yard receiver in Darnell Mooney, a very good receiver in Byron Pringle, a young receiver in St. Brown, another rookie wide receiver in Velus Jones, but is very speedy. We just signed Amir Smith-Marquette from the Vikings, who killed us last year. So they have a lot of good young talent on that team. Cole Kmet's still there. Like I mentioned, David Montgomery and the new young offensive line. And we even have a fullback back there. So I think the third key is just to see how do they look in their first real game this season. How does the offense look in their first real game this season? They look pretty good in the preseason. There were some kinks in the first 2 preseason games, but they really worked out, some of those bugs in the final preseason game against the Browns. And that was just vanilla offense. So I want to see how good they look when they let Justin Fields loose, when they get him out the pocket, when they run the ball a little bit more. So I just want to see how they look on Sunday. Let's just see improvement from this Bears offense. If we can put up like 20, 24 points, that would be good. That would be a good starting point for our offense. So let's just see how they look on Sunday. Overall, for my expectations for this game, I think I have the Bears winning 27-24. I think it will be a very good game. I don't think it will be a shootout, but I think it will be a pretty high-scoring game. Trey Lance will definitely ball out. Justin Fields will ball out. All that talent, for both teams. The 49ers got Debo and George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk on that team. We got Cole Kmet, Darnell Mooney, and David Montgomery on our team. So it's definitely going to be fun to see if the Bears can put up more than 20 points, and I think they will. So that's why I'm going to go with the 27-24 difference for the Bears. I think the Bears will hit a late field goal to be able to win the game. But they're deep. Who knows? This defense for the Bears might hold up against that, that vaunted 49ers offense. I have a lot of faith in the Bears defense this year, especially more than last year with our, we didn't have a very good secondary. Roquan Smith is back. We got a lot of good young talent on that defense with Jack Sanborn, Travis Gibson, new guys like Al-Quadin Muhammad and Justin Jones, Nicholas Morrow, and, guys like that, Matt Adams. So we have a lot of good young talent on that defense and our offense. We're just a young team in general. So I want to see how they look on Sunday. Of course, I got the Bears winning their first game of the year. My expectations for this year aren't very high, but they're not as low as some other people. I guarantee you we win more than 3 games. We win more than 3 games. I'm going to go with the solid. I'm going to say we might win 7 to 8 games. And that's a bold prediction, but, we have an all-new offensive scheme, all-new coaching, and we have an easier schedule than last year. And we still, even with all the things that were going on last year with the coaching and the play calling and everything else, all the injuries, we still won 6 games last year with a very hard schedule. So I kind of feel like the Bears are being disrespected a little bit. Even with a weaker schedule than last year, I kind of feel like they're being disrespected. And we're definitely not finishing last in the division. So my expectations are low, maybe like 6 or 7 games. I'll go with that margin, but we're definitely not going to win, 10 games or something like that. But we're not gonna lose most of our games. We're not just gonna win 3 games and be the worst team in the league. That's just not logical. So, But I never take anything like the media says seriously about Chicago teams, because look what's been coming out the past few weeks. So that's all. I got the Bears winning 27-24. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Put your predictions in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. It helps the channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I put out one of these Bears videos. I'll be tweeting live during the game, so look out for that. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.